So my name is Kayla Yusuda, and I'm part of the psychology program here at Channel Islands. And I'm looking at the effects of workplace types on employees' length of stay. So when I say workplace types, I mean the type of organization between for-profit and not-for-profit, because not all business models are the same. And I define employees' length of stay as the average amount of years an employee stays with the company. So past research has shown that the investigation of the occupational stress theory within the retail setting, a combination of job demands and the number of resources for retail employees resulted in short employment length. So this further supports the occupational stress theory by the combination of the type and the amount of job demands with the level of control that is felt from the employee and also the amount of support the employee receives. So this goes into if there is a high amount of job demands, combination with a limited number of resources, little control felt by the employee, this could all lead to a shorter employee length. Findings also show that turnover rates in correlation with workplace respect resulted in employee loyalty. Also, previous research found differences in the employee motives towards for-profit and not-for-profit organizations. And to go into more depth, for example, for-profit employees defined their job as a type of way to meet their needs. And this meant to obtain food, safety, a roof over their heads, that type of dependency on the job. So there was a higher dependency felt by for-profit workers as compared to not-for-profit, which the number one common reason found from not-for-profit employees was self-interest. So they were working at their job because they were generally self-interested into not-for-profit, and money was not really a priority. So my research question is there a difference in the length of stay between employees on the types of workplace, either for-profit or not-for-profit, after controlling for the percentage of union workers? So based on the previous research, my hypothesis is that for-profit organizations will have more long-term employees after controlling for the percentage of union workers. And this is because of the difference in the goals of the business. So for-profit, if their goal is to sell a product and to make profit, then there's a sort of dependency on their employees and also the employee with the company as well, and with their steady income. And that ultimately might affect the employees to stay longer within the company. So I obtained this secondary data set from the ICPSR website, and it's called the National Study of Business Strategy and Workforce Development. This data set has a total of 578 participants from various U.S. enterprises, and the respondents provided information on various business aspects like the type of policies, leadership design, and other related topics. So before ANCOVA can be run, multiple assumptions has to be met involving the dependent variable, which is the employee length of stay, the independent variable, which is the type of workplace, and the covariate, which is the percentage of union workers. So all assumptions were met, which consisted of normality, homogeneity of variance, linearity, homogeneity of regression, and correlations between the DV, IV, and covariate. Then afterwards, ANCOVA was employed using IBM SPSS version 26. So overall, the ANCOVA model was significant, with the level being below 0.001 and n squared accounting for the variance being 0.07. However, after controlling for the percentage of union workers, the result was non-significant. And the mean difference for employee length of stay between for-profit and not-for-profit is 1.8 years. So for-profit organization has employees stay longer by an average of almost 2 years. Here I provided the test of between subjects effects table. As you can see, the covariate is significant and the employee length of stay has the value of non-significance. Based on the descriptive statistics table, for-profit organization had 81% of union workers. Not-for-profit organization had 18%. So to conclude the results, when you include the percentage of union workers, there are differences between the types of employment length of stay. But when you control for the amount of this percentage, there is no difference. And for-profit organizations have a larger amount of union workers than not-for-profit. This indicates the larger amount of employees with longer lengths of stay with for-profit. So what this tells us is that the inclusion of union workers definitely has an impact on the employment length of stay at an organization. Future research could include why not-for-profit organizations have a lower amount of union workers. And also a replication of this analysis model can include additional covariates. So for example, income is a very common motivator for an employee to work at a specific job. This motivator, we found from previous research, motives differ among employees between for-profit and not-for-profit. And because employees look at for-profit as a way of getting steady income and providing their needs, this explains why this could explain why there are more union workers within for-profit. But to control for the amount of income may reveal some other differences and effects within future research. So thank you for attending my presentation.